It's Lesley and Bill.
I guess we should be starting with the opening, right? Hi!
Hey
Let's
there.
start with the hello. I'm Lesley.
I'm Bill.
Welcome to number 2.
Ooh,
We have-
So, how about welcome to the second episode?
Yes,
I
welcome
just
to the
thought it just
second
sounds better for
episode.
me.
It does. So we have a guest that we're going to bring in, and you get to visit with her. Welcome, Felicia Van Nort.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad because, we met. When did we? I think you were at Kelly's when I first saw you at Kelly's little shop, and then you did that pop up at the other Kelly's at her backyard, and that was awesome. And then I picked up a few Christmas presents because I like what you did with. You have crystals you put into things now, and I'm like, oh. And this, I love how soft your macrame is too. That fabric, that cotton.
So it's all recycled cotton. My supplier gets old clothing, or the company that she sources from gets old clothing, and they sort it by color, and then they
break it down somehow.
Into the different colors. But if you look at some of them, you can see
They've got
different
like
tweediness.
specks.
Yeah.
There's like little colors inside of it and stuff.
It's interesting.
So, So Felicia, you have your Knots by Felicia.
Yes.
And do you have a website?
Yep. It's knotsbyfelicia.com.
Perfect, easy. And you have an Etsy store probably as well?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Etsy I keep hearing takes a lot of chunks out of people's away from the artist.
Yes, and I was having an issue with the shipping because my products are all different sizes. I don't know how.
I know everyone. You have to come up with an individual shipping thing, and I hate to say it, but Canadian shipping, it's not the same as in the States. The States, it's so much cheaper,
and there's a lot more options too.
Yeah. So now, how long have you been doing macrame?
I started in January of this year.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
You never did it younger as a kid or anything?
No, I had a friend that told me I should
know.
know.
Apparently not.
I don't look it, but I am. I had a friend that suggested that I tried out, and I did, and she was like, people would buy it from you, and then in April I decided to launch it, and it's been a ride since.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, because in the 70s it was sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm a child of 1968. So yeah, we did it as it wasn't a Girl Guide, it was an Explorer, something kind of the same thing. But yeah, we did lots of macrame. So now, how did you figure out how to do all the knots? Because I know a lot of people can't find the resources for it.
I don't have all the knots down yet. There are a few that are my favorites that I just do a lot, but just in different patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked on YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah.
so somebody's out there.
I did buy a book, but I found I'm more of a visual learner to see it than to read the instructions, directions, anything like that.
Yeah.
I need to see it first.
So are you finding now that you can kind of take it and do your own twist on some of the knots, and change them up a little bit?
Not to change the knots, but more
Putting
get
them together?
into my own kind of style that I like to do. So this one here, a lot of my pieces kind of fall into this format.
Right.
But I'll just change up some of the patterns on the inside. Actually, these ones are just a little similar, but the knots in the center there.
Twist. I remember doing that square twist. I always loved that one.
I love this.
The arrows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to do that a lot on these pieces. I kind of like my signature.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like it.
And it's nice and it's really soft, because I know some of them, the ones that we used to use in the 70s, that hemp, your hands were raw from that stuff. These are beautiful and soft, and so it's nice that it's all recycled too. That's kind of cool. And then, so I'm assuming the driftwood you're finding on beaches around in the county then.
Yes, or I'll just get them from parks, and then I'll treat them myself. So then it has the driftwood look to it.
Yeah.
found it hard to find driftwood this summer.
I have a feeling there was a lot of beach picking going on.
Yeah, you need to find beaches people don't know about, and we won't talk about them
Yes.
here.
Well, I thought we kneu, but we went, and apparently, I guess they were
Yeah,
gone
because the
from there,
good old
too.
secret beach is no longer a secret
No.
after COVID. Everybody knows that one now. So then because the one that I got from you is cool. It's got like a little pocket for a crystal, though I suppose you could put a plant in it as well.
Yeah, you could put a little plant in there. I would make it a little bigger if I wanted to sit with a little plant pot in it. But you could do an air plant in that one.
Yeah.
So it was just 2 knotted strands, and then it had the little pocket for
That's
a good
really
sized crystal in
good
there.
size crystal. So yeah, because succulents are such another weird COVID thing. Everyone's into succulents, so are you probably selling a few plant hangers and things?
I am. I've right now I'm really low on plant hangers, and I've got a couple big shows coming up, so I'm trying to get some done, but they're really big for gifts this Christmas.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and 9-year-old, and your husband works full time. Hats off to you, man. It's like, good Lord, that is a lot of working.
And I started when I was homeschooling too, so
Oh yeah.
they just
wow.
went back this year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the same year, but towards the end
It
of
just seems like more than 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Because your husband, he did one show while you were at another show. at the other-
Yes. he's Mr. Knots now.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
So cute.
So he's
I saw
naughty.
that. Mr.
Yeah.
Naughty Knots.
Yeah.
He's been like very so supportive of this journey and helping me. Like cause I don't drive, so he's been helping me get to all
okay.
my shows and helps me set up because some of my stands are so big, and then he'll
Right.
be there with me, and then he'll have to watch the kids, and
Yeah.
he'll do that. And
Yep. Yeah, that's hard not driving and living in rural Ontario.
Yes.
Are you going to get your license?
We'll find out in May. I'll let you know if I pass.
Okay. I know, trying to get a driving test is another COVID problem.
Oh, yes.
So your shirt, you said you made your shirt. Have you
I
got?
did.
So have you got swag on your website too?
I do. I have
Oh,
2
fun.
T-shirts. I was going to do sweatshirts for the fall Christmassy season, but I got too busy.
Yeah.
So maybe next year.
So it says macrame. Is
Uh,
that? Are you,
just macrame.
Okay, I just like
Macrame,
how it
but-
says me, but
Oh.
the art of making something while doing knotting.
Yes.
That's fun.
And then I have another one that says "Not Today, Satan," and my other one says "Notorious."
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, you could do the play on the knit too with that. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So what have you, when you've got busy hands coming up?
Yeah.
Are you a busy hand?
I am at Busy
Oh, cool.
Hands this
So am I.
weekend. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why, and I was informed that it's going to be very busy.
Are you upstairs or
Yes.
I'm
downstairs?
downstairs.
Downstairs. Okay.
Yes, I'm right in the hallway.
Okay.
So yeah, you just come in, and then I'm just right there. There's
Cool.
3
So
of us there.
busy hands is this Saturday, times 10, is it 10?
9.
Is it
9?
a 9 to 5?
9 to 5. Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the Armoury in Picton, Ontario. So yeah, and I'm kind of thrilled that they're in Picton because maybe they'll come and wander on Main Street. And
I'm
visit the
sending
rest
people
of us.
over. I have business
I'll
cards
send
from
people to
Lesley.
you too.
Perfect. Send all the peoples because everyone's got to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
shopping. So and then we got a pop-up market that you were
Yeah.
organizing. So tell us about the pop-up market.
Initially, it was supposed to be a small little pop-up with myself and Chaos and Calm Candles because we did the mystery boxes together.
Okay.
And then we invited some other vendors that Kelly had in her store. And then we didn't think her store would be big enough for all
It's
of
a
us.
tiny store, Kelly's.
So I believe Kelly reached out to some other stores to see if they would host some vendors. And then it seemed really small at first, and now it seems
Yeah,
like
there's like a trail now of us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how does it work?
So initially it was just going to be us in the stores, and I was speaking with Kelly, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity for people to at least see their products.
Mhm.
So I suggested the idea of doing the passport. So people have to at least go to the stores and they can get a stamp on their passport.
Okay.
And when they fill out the whole sheet, then they can enter into a draw in which would have products from all the vendors and all the stores in it, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
They haven't hit me up yet for anything.
Oh.
That's
So it's
for
a-
sure.
It's a pop-up right in a store. So if you're,
Yes.
do you have one?
Yeah.
So-
I've got someone doing resin, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Valley Resin will be
And
on
that's
there.
then it's
So
not
it's like a
similar at
trunk
all.
show.
So
So it's kind of like when I do trunk shows of yarn dyers and stuff that come into the store. So instead, it's going to be a different artist. Yeah.
right, and a really different. Like it's not
Yes.
another knitter or
No, the resin. I'm assuming it's that poured resin. That's what I'm
Yeah, so
imagining.
Katie does keychains, pop sockets. She does some charcuterie boards.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
And she does shirts as well. So she'll have some Christmas shirts
fun.
as well.
but not with resin.
No.
No, that would
But
be.
it's the one after you
What a
played with the
fabulous
resin and you're
idea. Now,
covered
who
in
are you
it.
paired up with?
I am across the street at Beacon.
Oh, cool.
Beacon Bike and Brew.
Yeah, yeah.
With Jordan.
You'll be
yeah.
busy there too.
I hope so, because I think they'll be one of the later coffee shops that will be open.
Yeah, they're open. So it's going to be on Friday the 17th from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So come out and shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
please.
Don't be afraid of the dark.
There's
There's parking. There'll be lots of parking on Main Street. You don't have to pay for parking after hours. Really
Yeah.
good.
and a wide variety of vendors too.
Yeah, there's some
So-
cool ones. So yeah, because I imagine a lot of these people aren't necessarily at like busy hands and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a whole extra mix of people. So
Excellent.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So
yes.
so do you have a story about how you got into, like, what made you find the macrame? Is it just the friend that said something?
She kept telling me that I should try it like several times, like when COVID first started, and I was just like, yeah. And then, like, in the midst of homeschooling, and I'm just like, I need something for myself, just to, for myself, because I was with the kids
I think it's that
24/7.
it's sort of like that working with your hands somehow calms you, right? Like there's something about it, I think, with macrame. I mean, Tim's actually done some macrame a couple times. Just a little tiny
Little
bit,
bit.
like 3 things. but
Yeah.
but
I think
know.
it just stops you from strangling. You got rope and knitting needles and sewing machine. You can't.
It can be dangerous tools.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny. So is there any do you have any pet peeves about macrame? What's the thing you don't, what's that thing? Because I know with knitting, I hate weaving in ends. I hate finishing.
So I love macrame. Everything is great. Sometimes when you're doing a market though, and you're making the same thing over and over,
Production.
that kind of annoys me. And then I'm like, I need a break, and then I'll take a break. But the one thing that kind of peeves me is when I go to markets, and then there's a lot of people that will walk by and come up and say, I used to do macrame back in my day.
Tell
Mhm.
them the stories.
And then they just, that's all they want to come in and just tell me. And then they just continue. And I'm like, thanks.
Yes, well, yeah, I know what you're saying. For me, it's the people who look at what you're doing and say, well, that's an awful lot of money. My grandmother used to give them to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, or I can buy one at Walmart.
Or I can make it myself.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
We need to start tagging our art with the hours. A pair of knitted socks, 26 hours.
Oh.
Wall hanging, what would you say?
For hours wise?
Start from getting the wood neck cut and all the stuff. Like,
And the thinking, the planning, the design work too is
Yeah.
incredible. The
I would
nights
say-
you don't sleep because
Oh,
you're.
I know.
Oh,
The
Or
5
you're
o'clock
sitting there
in the-
not sleeping, just
Yeah.
nodding. I would say maybe like a good, if I do delivery, because I have to wait for that, that's a couple of days too, because it comes from PC.
Yeah.
It's like a whole week.
No one's getting
Minimum.
paid $14 an hour in this.
yeah, no,
No.
that's,
No.
yeah.
We need to stop, because that's I call it being Walmartized.
Are
They
you
come in
supposed to pay yourself $14
Yes.
an hour?
Yes.
At minimum.
Yeah.
That is minimum
Well,
wage.
minimum is now $14.35.
When I calculated, I'm selling fabric on the weekend. And when I calculated a fat quarter, which is 18 inches, 19, well, I do a fat quarter meter, so it's 20 inches by 22 inches, and it's $8. That's $32 for a meter of fabric.
Yeah.
People think that's crazy, but it's hours, it's weeks
Yeah.
of non-stop. I mean, it's 3 weeks of labor that I put into this.
No, I know, but what I wasn't saying like you shouldn't pay yourself $14
Oh, no.
an hour. Like
People
you
should. I'm
you
arguing. I'm talking to these people.
Oh.
They should pay you more than you're asking because you don't count in your $14 an hour.
Yeah. I know it's hard. I mean, you'll never make a living at crafting. Hardly ever. It's such a hard. It's tough.
But as long as you love it,
I do.
that's
Yeah.
Now, can I just change the subject a little bit?
Sure,
It's still
go for
macrame. Crystals. They are this rage.
I know.
Oh, is
They're
that back
everywhere.
too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's so cool that we'll talk, because I have a granddaughter who's given me a list of, she's not watching, she wouldn't watch this, but yeah, because she's got all these things. I mean, I should talk to you about making something that's got little
Holders.
pockets in it
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
that could hold a bunch of her.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I think that
I
would
could
be
do
very
like the one
cool.
I made you, but like on a piece of driftwood, and then have like them layered, kind of like this, but
Oh.
without the
So, yeah.
And
the
she's
drapery.
totally into macrame. I mean, it's like she and
It's the
I were
perfect thing.
kind of the
Yeah.
She
Yeah, 'cause
should have been my daughter.
Back in the day when Bill worked for me at the Galloping Goat, we used to have a little place in our barn across from Blackwood Cheese Factory. Finish your sentences, Lesley. We sold crystals, and we were really into the crystals and all the the energy and stuff. And I think a lot of people thought we were all kind of crazy.
Well,
but
and people
now
would come
it's
and
kind of-
buy handfuls of them, and it would be $3.75.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
the
a lot
packet
more
that she
money
wants
now.
now this
Well,
Christmas is
well.
$55
Oh,
Yeah.
for a kit.
I have a rock tumbler. Tell her she can have a rock tumbler.
She had
kitchen.
one and
Oh,
she
does
burnt it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Well, and she's kind of one of these people. Has a little bit of ADHD that she gets from somewhere in the family. I don't know where, but so she kind of takes things apart, and they don't always go back together. But I can relate.
She's an
I'm not
interesting
taking
kid.
anything of yours apart, though. They never
Okay.
have. But then the crystals, like that's when Lesley told me that you did that. I thought that's going to be a huge seller.
It did draw a lot of attention to, because I did a whole collection at the time, and I did it with some moons as well.
Oh, the moon crystal. I remember seeing
Yeah.
those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did sell quite a bit of those pieces. I only have 2 left from that whole collection.
Is it on your website?
Yes, there's
Okay.
some on my website.
I will have a look.
Knotsbyfelicia.com.
Just come by on Saturday.
Are you getting melted by the fire?
No, I was going to look on my iPad and took the website up, but I should
My
stay
mother
focused.
was worried about stuff being on top of the fire. Just so you know, it's not hot, Mom. It's fine. Nothing's gonna melt.
Oh, it's cool.
My mother was worried.
Your mother knit my hat. That's why I have it.
She
'cause
did.
She watches her.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. She spun
And
it.
that's a hand
She
spun.
spun it and knit it for me because nobody had one that was the right color. So there you go. It makes my hair a mess, but it's not
Yes,
TV.
It's not.
Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, I'll say, well, have a look and see
Yes,
what you
for
have
sure.
already. And Saturday,
Yes, you can.
you're
Yes.
downstairs. I'm upstairs. So.
You better get
But
a
I'm gonna-
sneak away,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm gonna try and
Do you
come.
think I can
don't
stay
have
in
to
one
work,
place?
so I might. No, that's true. Well, thank you, Felicia. This is awesome. I'm so glad you came.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
happy to
exciting. I'm
get to
glad to
know you.
meet you. Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm meeting all these new people, and it's such a great community. The fiber community blew me away, and even just
We're rather excited.
Is that the one that I didn't get to and Larry went to?
I don't
Down
know.
in South
South Bay.
Oh yeah, Kelly's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
South Shore. Yes.
My husband went, and I can't remember what I think I was dyeing fabric, and up to my elbows, literally.
Yeah,
And,
it's a
yeah, because he went. Oh, my son was there that weekend. He went with my daughter-in-law,
Oh, okay.
and my
Yep.
son and I dug. When you got a kid, you make them work.
Yes, it's true.
Wait till they leave home. Then when they come back, they work.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're meeting lots of people. Because how long have you been in the county now? You've been here for a while. So.
About 5 years.
Okay. Goes by fast, especially
It
with
does.
little kids. Well, that's awesome.
We're back to school.
Yay. For the moment. Yay.
Yes.
Well, thanks. It was great.
Yes, thank
Thank you
you.
for having me.
We'll see you at
And
the
obviously
pop-ups.
busy hands too.
Yes, exactly.
Busy hands
That
on
is one of
Saturday
the
and
best
Sunday.
shows, Busy Hands. It's all county artists, all
Yeah,
local.
yeah.
Whoever's standing in the booth is the person that made the stuff.
It's my
Yeah,
first
pretty
time.
cool. Oh, really?
Because last year was my first time in the county as an actual resident since I started quilting.
Oh, right.
And
You had to come
there
across
was no,
You had to move back to
there
be
was no,
allowed
it
in.
was online.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is the first one that I've been able to be in. So
Good.
I'm excited. I have a room,
Oh, okay.
which is very cool. Well, if people go in it,
I'm sure they
I
will.
hope so.
I'm sure they will.
I'll make a sign.
Put a good mask on.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Fabulous.
All right.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Felicia. We had a fun little chat. I love
Yeah.
Felicia. I only met her a couple times, and she's got great energy. I like her.
Yeah.
She's
And she's
much
young.
calmer and quieter than us, but
And she's young.
she is. She's a hard worker, man. 3 little kids and macrame. She's the macrame girl. She's yeah. So she's doing pop-up shows and Christmas market, cranking it all out. I can't believe she just started in January. That's fun. Sweaters, I should give you the announcement. This is my sweater. Okay. I technically didn't knit it. This is North Shore pattern by TinCan Knits. TinCan Knits is great. They are really size inclusive. They have newborn up to like 4X, so you've got all your choices. And my sample knitter knit this, but I got her to knit the sample instead of a medium into my more
Rubenesque.
Rubenesque. size.
Rubenesque. That's
Thank
the
you,
word.
Phil.
Yes.
And I also brought my hat because
Okay.
my hair was a little scary, so I was like, okay. But so this is the first frost hat, which is sort of appropriate because we have snow on the ground. It's first of
Yeah, but it's
December.
leaving tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it'll be back. And this is by Carlie Perrins. Cute little hat, and it's free pattern too. Love those. So
Yeah.
Ravelry. And so I grabbed a bunch of stuff to show little quick kits and stuff that we have on the website. Fun things you can knit. All knitters need ukulele. And do you ever use ukulele for
What is
wash?
it for?
It's for washing wool or
Okay.
really any natural fiber, and you don't have to rinse it out. And it's got a really subtle scent. That's my favorite one. That's the grapefruit. They have lavender, grapefruit, eucalyptus, and unscented.
So it's
and
just
jasmine.
like a gentle
Yeah.
laundry soap.
So you put it in, you soak it for 15, 20 minutes, and then what we do, we take it out, squeeze out the water as much as you can. I wrap it in a towel and do the step on, like literally stepping on it with your feet because the towel sucks the moisture out. Makes the thing almost dry doing that, and then lay it out flat to block anything. But yeah, it's good for sheepskins. It's good for any kind of wool. It's good for socks.
Yeah. And I just bought a felting machine, so I will have wool.
Well, yeah, because it would work probably on your cotton, your quilts and stuff as a delicate wash. If you were going to recommend it to someone buying a quilt, it's a good one.
There you go.
It's just because it's a I can't. Well, I guess you don't really wash your quilts aren't really
Yeah. You wash them just a cold water
right.
or cool. I use cool, and then the delicate setting, not the hand wash one, but the delicate setting.
Right. Yeah, because then this
And-
doesn't have too much
and then
sudsy
just-
stuff. But
I dry it on a high heat too, but
you put it in the dryer.
oh yeah.
Well, I guess all your
'Cause
cottons
it's
are
all-
washed,
And
right?
and the yarn is often a not the yarn, the threads
Right.
are often a poly cotton,
Right.
so they shrink differently, and you might have a wool or
Okay.
an 80-20 wool and cotton, so which is what gives it the poof
Oh.
and makes it So no, you have to
okay.
wash them.
And of course, because when you use your fabric, you've already pre-washed it, pre-shrunk it, sort of thing, right?
Sometimes my show quilts, a lot of them I use just the fabric as it came.
Okay.
I shouldn't because
And you brought some?
this is washed. This is my hand dyed stuff that I will be selling this weekend at Busy Hands in the Armoury on the main street of Picton. So this has all been washed to take it's regular fabric, but it's been washed to take the sizing out of it.
Yeah.
It's cotton.
Yeah.
North cotton. Because it's the cheapest white, and white is so hard to find right now.
Yeah.
So
is
anyway,
it
I
like the
do.
natural white you start with, or are we talking like a little bit bleached white?
This is a bleached white because that's what I
Right.
can get. If I can
Yeah.
get at a reasonable price, if I can get the unbleached, then that's where I would start with. So it's washed then, and then it's dyed in big yogurt containers.
Right.
And so I had to put about 4 of these in there at a time. And then when I come back to it the next day, it's rinsed twice and soaked in cold water for 12 hours 2 times. And then it goes in and gets washed in the washing machine twice.
Oh, wow.
And then it goes into the dryer.
You obviously don't live on a well.
Well, yeah, no, I have lived, you don't live in Picton. I don't even want to know what this is one of my favorites.
I know the water prices
are crazy. But I did a whole mess up.
Look at that with the pink in it.
It's got pink and it's
orange flame.
Orange and
that is vivid.
Hot pink, fuchsia, and some of it's got a little bit of either yellow or red in it as well.
Yeah, because cotton, I've never really dyed cotton. I've only dyed wool and silk, but to get that intensity, that would be
after
tricky.
washing it that many times,
yeah,
too.
because red is one of the ones that bleeds like always.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's why I wash it, and I still tell people, don't assume it's color fast.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to wreck anything.
It
I did a
red
mess
that
of
does that?
greens,
That's a nice green.
and that's all different greens mixed into it.
Jazzy.
I never do just one and a lot of them have white in them as well, which is it becomes jewel-like when you put it on black background.
Yeah.
So
and black frames it and just makes it pop, doesn't it?
yeah, I have a sampler that I made, but it's not ready yet. Otherwise, I'll bring it next time.
Yeah.
And
That's
a purple
nice
one
purple.
with some purples in it, and
Reds. Oh, yum.
purples and reds and some browns too. And this is the brown one.
You know what?
Browns I don't
We
like.
should challenge each other. I'll make a dye a yarn, and then you have to dye fabric to match it.
As long
And
as you
then I'll
don't.
match your fabric to
There are all these
yarn.
people who say, what can you do that again? No, of course not. There'll never be another piece of fabric
Everyone
that looks
is
like
unique.
this.
Oh, look at
Isn't
that.
that fabulous?
You almost just want to frame that. Like you
I know,
start
or just
looking and
take that.
looking. There's so much stuff going on. There's
Well, people who do art quilts will take this and they'll just start with their machine and just start thread painting, like a sailboat or mountains or yeah. So that's why these ones normally it's half of this. This is what you get.
Yeah.
But these ones I've left as half meters because I just think it's so interesting that somebody will look at that and say, I'm going to turn that into a wall hanging. So,
yes. That's
anyway.
cool. But you have you any interest in getting one of those long arm quilting machines?
No. Were they quick enough? No, I don't have any interest at all. I have a fabulous woman who does it for me.
Yeah. Because that's an art form, even as a second art form to a quilt.
Absolutely. I take her my quilts and we sit and talk and I tell her what it is that I want and we've got a whole list of things that we do like patterns and she picks the one and we pick the one that she's going to do. So I still design it. I don't ever just take it to her. Some people who go to long arm quilters and long arm quilters, some like to be just told, just do whatever you want.
Right.
But it's my quilt. It's my art piece. Yeah. It's the same as your framer. And if you're a painter, if you take it to get it framed, just do whatever you want. Then you stop being the artist. And then the piece then has 2 people's input into it.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration, but I never lose sight of the fact that I'm the designer. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because you've done it where the stitching is the words. So
Yeah,
definitely.
That one didn't get into the show.
That's surprising.
Well, it was an American show, and it's a boring. I mean, it's a plain looking quilt because it's just one color.
Right.
But the one that did get in is the one that I threw paint on. I did this quilt out of my blue jeans, and it's irregular shape to begin with. And then I took it out to the garage and I threw green paint on it.
Because you were putting up plastic bags around in your garage the paint when your brand new house that had just been built.
It didn't get very much on the ground. Yeah, well, you should see the laundry room, which has my triple sink in it and has lots of room. It's got little bits of speckle on it now. Yeah, it's broken in.
This room had carpet for years, so I've been dyeing yarn and felting for years. There was some serious dye spots all over the carpet. So I'm using with concrete now. Some of this concrete's not in great shape, but I'm like painted it happy blue. And that way he cares if it gets some more colors on it. Okay, cool.
I'm done.
So Quick stuff because I know we got to wrap it. So we got needle felting kits. These are really fun for crafties, and there are different levels. I think this is like an easy, but it has everything you need. It's got the sponge, it's got the needles, it's got all the fun stuff. I've been teaching needle felting classes. We did a gnome class, and we did the little gnomes. Our gnomes have fallen out. It's got the little gnomies. Got little gnomies.
I heard the most positive comments about that class.
The gnomies.
From one of your students, yes, who just had a fabulous time and recommends it to anybody.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
That's nice to hear. Yeah, and we did like the little chickadee class. I've got them pinned on here, so it looks kind of horrific, but.
Yeah, jeez.
So these are the little chickadees we did in class.
I can get out.
And then I had a couple ladies, I've got another one coming up, and they had a group of 4 ladies. They're the Picton ladies of 6 p.m., something like that. So it's just 4 friends that get together and do crafting. So they had their own little group. So we did cardinals for them. So those are all fun. This is the bunny from Easter time.
Aww.
We did that one on a Zoom class with the seniors during COVID when everyone was still in shutdown mode. So yeah, so these kits are online. I'm actually getting the products and stuff I need to actually do these as make my own kits because
I want
to make my own kits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got the needles and the hoops and all that stuff. This is another little needle felting and a hoop.
But you'd think you could make an addition for that.
Probably, I'm sure, because once you've got the stuff, you've got the needles and you've got the sponge, and there's probably enough wool in here. I'm sure they give you extra, so there's probably lots of stuff you can do with it. So the other cool thing, Imagine Landscape on Ravelry has got the new Advent Gnome. So this is 2020. So every day you get a clue, and this book keeps going on backwards. You get a clue for the pattern to make the little gnome. So this is the package for Gnome 2021, and so every day starting today, December 1st, will be a new gnome, and they're like mystery gnomes. She has some super cute gnomes.
Every day?
Well, it's not every day is necessarily a pattern because sometimes it takes you a bit to catch up. So she'll do recipes, she'll send a little cute funny stories, little inspirational stuff. So they're great for if you don't know what to get your knitter. These are kind of fun. Also, if you don't know what to make for your grandkids, instead of making another sweater or something or hat, the knitted toys are so much fun. And if you give them a name, the kids just all of a sudden it becomes, they kind of connect to it. And it's funny because the gnomes, when we did the gnome class, I told them we had to name the gnomes before they could leave. So we had I know we had a Hamish. What was the other names? They came up with some funny names for them. I forget now, but yeah, Hamish was really funny. That one stuck in my brain because I just thought that was brilliant. The other little kits that we have are this cool little company called Kiriki, and she's out of Toronto, and she comes up with these cute kits, and it's everything you need other than the hoop to embroider these little guys. So you make these little stuffed animals. So what I have to do now, I have to just basically cut him out and sew him to his backing and then stuff him, and he will be a little chubby animal.
Okay,
I have to say the plaid was tricky.
Out.
So he's got a back, so he's a stuffed animal.
Okay, so it'd be like a
so
cushion.
he's 3-dimensional. Yeah, so exactly. He'll be a cushion. I just haven't finished him. The plaid made my eyes a little tired.
Well, it'll make the whole video go crazy too.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, yes, there's true. And the little French knots. I had, of course, picked level number 3 because there's easier ones. Like there's, what is this one? This is the little otter. And then they got the little fox. These are all on the website. And yeah, but they're super cute. I just realized really quickly how you really need good lighting to do that in the evening watching television. And then she also makes, like she did so good with I just love how she set these up. So we've got these are walnut wood, so little wooden ornaments, and then you just embroider like the frosting on for the gingerbread house.
So it's pre-drilled?
Yeah, it's all pre-drilled, and the embroidery thread's in here, and the wood's in here, so you make little ornaments.
That's very cool.
And yeah, there's like a mitten.
Yes, of course.
What else we got? Oh yeah, there's a snowflake. I don't have a lot of them of each one. I think I've got 2 or 3 of each style. I don't know how many we've gone through since the Black Friday
I love the way
sale.
on the back of it, it tells you what's inside.
Yes.
But it also tells you
What you need.
And,
Scissors and a ribbon to hold it.
But
yeah.
that's optional.
Made in Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she started making these embroidery stitch samplers for people that want to get back into embroidery. And of course, I had to buy the little cable knit sweater embroidery. So you get like the samples on how to do the stitches all the way around it, and to do the stitching around them.
I can't do it from this side. I'm blocking. It's over.
That's
I'll go like this. Here we go. Trying to get it in the light.
Yeah, and that's the cable knit sweater one. And you get all the stitches and how to do everything. So it's like, it's a good, I think anyone who's crafty would probably love this in their stocking. Just a fun little kit. So,
At
great.
any point. He might watch, but he does this stuff.
Does he?
But-
Your hubby?
Shh.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Somebody.
But we know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, and he won't know because he'll listen to you, but he'll ignore me. And these are, I would.
They're cute little kits.
The little package itself. I mean,
I
it's
know.
just so.
It's
makes
that
me
craft
just want
paper.
one.
I know. That's exactly when
Exactly.
she dropped off her business card. She was here with her husband and baby in the summer and just dropped it off. I didn't even actually meet her. And then when I picked it up and went online, I'm like, oh my God, these are adorable.
Yeah, I just want it.
And every little creature, like there's so many of these
Where's
little
the
critters.
embroidery
So
one? Oh, this guy. Where's
that's the
this
cable
guy?
knit sweater. Well, that's one of the animals. So there's all these little animal ones too.
Okay. And how much are they?
We got 22.
Okay, so that's the stocking stuff.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Exactly.
Well, there you go.
So the knitter that
Save
needs
me.
everything.
Oh.
And then you can
We'll
get
talk when we're not online. Oh, yeah.
So those are just some great ideas. Oh, and I know, I had people
And the
looking.
embroidery. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
You know how I am when my mind gets on something.
It starts
I'll be quiet.
expanding. So these are pieces of fabric. My mom made these. I don't know. I guess you can't. I don't know if you can see the banners. Do you call them banners? What do you call those triangles?
Oh, there's a name.
Pendants.
Pendants. Pendants. Thank you,
Pendants.
Tim.
There you go.
So I have gazillions of little bits of sock yarn. And so I thought I'll start knitting up these little pendants. Pendants?
Pendants.
Pendant.
There's a
Pendant
D
is
in there?
something else. Yeah, you may know what it is.
So I just started knitting, and I started at the bottom and just kept increasing and did a little garter stitch on the sides. And I mean, I don't know, if you asked me, I could come up with how I did it. It was a while ago. But yeah, and they always look so cheerful, these things. And they'd be really cute in a baby's room if you're making something for a baby, like a baby's gift or something. We have lots of people that are always looking for something different for a baby's room and get them all in whatever their baby color is.
Your granddaughter would like it no matter how old she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just
This
that
one
fun
right here I would
cheerfulness.
like too. Isn't that
I think,
fabulous
yeah,
colors?
I have a feeling. No, I might have striped that one.
Okay.
I don't think it was a self-striping. Some of
But
these.
it looks like you should eat it for Christmas.
Yeah, it's kind of those Christmassy. I like that kind of Christmas colors
It's
like that.
It's Christmas candy.
Yeah, it's the pinky greens and stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
usually hang these in the front of the store in
I
the
don't know
springtime to get that cheerful color.
I don't know whether my teeth can chew those anymore like they could when I was younger. That's cool.
Yes. So
exciting.
gift
Okay.
ideas, right? Because we're all for the crafty person in your family. Because there's always somebody that wants a little bit of something. Ukulele, somebody actually, and we have these in small bottles. Someone came and bought 6 of them the other day, and they're putting in their stockings because they made sweaters for everybody. And they're like, I don't want them to mess up my sweaters. So she gave each of them a little bottle of ukulele.
Yeah, I think sweaters are a bigger risk than quilts because of
Yeah.
wool.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
And superwash, because superwash, I mean, yes, you can wash it, but it stretches, it loses its memory. And if you take a superwash sweater, put it in water, leave it for 20 minutes, and then if you lift it up, all that yarn just relaxes and stretches, and you can wreck it. So you kind of got to pick it up in a bundle. Superwash gets, it's because it's lost its ability to grip. So
right. My
there's times when it works.
My socks are felting, and I don't do the laundry. But
Yes.
this is, I think they felt it as small as they'll get. But
Right. I got my I think these ones I got at Rhinebeck, this yarn. And of course, everybody wants this yarn. They want this color. And I'm like, don't have it.
Is
it was
it one?
a dyer. It was self-striping,
Self-striping,
hand-dyed. Yeah.
Oh, and hand
It's
dyed.
called
Oh my
something
gosh.
about something, not goblins. I don't know, zombies, something zombies, zombie alert or something weird like that. But I'm like, this is brilliant. I love these ones.
Yeah.
But of course, everybody wants them. So when I go to shows, I don't get to buy fun, different stuff because everybody wants what I've got. I have to stick with the stuff that's in the store. Not like I don't have enough selection. We're filled to the rafters. Oh, and right now we're in the middle of the beginning of 12 Days of Christmas sale. So check out the website and check out Instagram or sign up for the newsletter. Every day we're doing a coupon code to, like today was 30% off Biscotte until midnight. Tomorrow is 30% off Lucky Tweed. So every day you don't know what's coming, but there's some deep discounts coming. So
Cool.
yeah, so you got your chance to scoop up some goodies. And there's more shipments. There's 3 more big shipments coming into the store of more stuff.
Cool.
Because January's hibernation time. I'm
Right.
still open 6 days a week, but there won't be as much shopping because it's gone.
Meh.